All right. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Serious Angler podcast. As always, I'm your host, Bailey Eichbrett, and joined with me is the captain, Mr. Andy Full. What's going on, dude?
Oh, just another day in paradise with a 2-year-old. Just went through like a 25-minute meltdown session. It was an absolute riot, but got some new baits in the mail today. Pretty pumped about that. A little sidebar. Started calling some dealerships to see if what I can do towards a boat. So hopefully, new boats in the works here in the next like 4 to 6 months. Fingers crossed.
Heck yeah, man. Well, I think, dude, first and foremost, hopefully for folks tuning in, whether on YouTube and MP3, hopefully my audio has improved. I spent some cash dollar bills and tried to up the audio game on my side of things. So hopefully you guys are having a better audio experience today, especially for our MP3 listeners. So if you guys do, please let us know that it's improved. But dude, I want to say thank you and thank you to Deacon, who's actually on his way down to Lake Eufaula for the team championship. Not only one, pick up his brand new boat that he's never been in before, but he's going to pick that up and go fish the team championship to try to make the classic. So, first of all, good luck to Deacon, but also, second of all, thank you to you and Deacon for taking over this past Monday night with Josh Bertrand. Great episode, by the way. Got a chance to listen to it on Tuesday. But thank you guys for letting me have a night off. I got to go watch a Sabres game with the Pops, which we haven't done in probably 5-6 years at least, especially not because of COVID and all that jazz. But Sabres got spanked, so I enjoyed the game. I've never heard so many fans boo their own team in my entire life.
Uh, yeah.
I couldn't believe that. I was just like, why not? Why? I couldn't understand it. And that's something I don't understand, Andy. Like, we talk about sports every now and then on the show, but I
Yeah.
don't understand. Like, I understand letting know your team that you're displeased with how they're playing, but why would you not rally behind them versus boo them and make them play worse? I feel like that if anything, that just gets in their head, and then they're going to play even worse.
You know what it is? Sabres fans are fed up of mediocrity and terrible hockey. And whenever they have a bad game, they let them know that they're fed up with it. But when they have a great game, they cheer and chant and everything the whole night. Like if they score 5 goals, Sabres fans are thrilled if they win 5-4 because they'll just be loud the entire night. But as soon as they lose 3-1, it's like the world ends because the town is so tired of losing.
That's just hockey fans.
Yeah, it's true. So it's like
Dude,
burn it to the ground.
yeah, it was funny to me because we had a guy sitting behind us that he was just one of those fans. Like, hockey fans are a rowdy crowd, but like they also just don't. Majority of them will yell and scream, but the ones yelling and screaming usually don't know what the heck they're talking about. There was
Yeah.
a guy behind us that's just like, because they were playing the Seattle Kraken, which was kind of cool to see the new expansion team. But the guy yells, "Who's the expansion team?" Trying to make like a dig at the Sabres. And I was
Yeah.
thinking about it, and I was like, that's actually a really bad dig because the last expansion team went to the Stanley Cup. So, like,
Yeah.
if anything, that should be a positive dig. But no, either
And
way, it was a good week, and thank you guys for stepping in so I could take the night off to go spend time with the fam. But
you know, buddy, you deserve wrong side.
wrong side there, pal.
You deserve a night off every once in a while. So
But no,
good old pat on the back. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. It's your last one for the year.
Last one. I hope so. We only got a month left. Speaking of this month, and we're going to get to our guest here shortly, one that we are very excited about, the king of stray casts and a cranking aficionado enthusiast. We are excited to get him on here, Mr. Patrick
Balsa?
Renwick. And
Are we
but before
talking
that, I want to
balsa?
mention, being that it is December, until December 6th, you got 4 more days. We are running a Hobie eyewear giveaway for a big swag pack and 2 different Hobie eyewear sunglasses that you guys can win. Just head over to our Instagram page and you guys can, it's really easy. Just follow us and Hobie Eyewear. Just starting off the holidays on a good note and giving some stuff away to you guys. And also, Andy and I dropped that Santa fishing video where we caught over 24 pounds of smallmouth in Santa suits. You definitely do not want to miss that one.
Yeah, that was wild.
That one was
Absolutely
hilarious.
wild.
If you're watching on YouTube and you haven't watched that, or if you're on MP3 and you haven't watched that, head over to the Serious Angler YouTube channel. and you can tune into that. And I was going to introduce our guest tonight, but I think he went I think he was kidnapped. I
He
think
went AWOL.
yeah, he ran away. I think he went to find some tin cup and then never came back. Well, here he is. Now,
Perfect.
Mr. Pat Renwick. What is going on, good sir?
Good
Hey
evening.
guys, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, Bagley. Hey, Andy, how you doing?
Good, bud.
Good.
We thought you ran away for a second. Like
Yeah,
you
I
hit the
tried.
whiskey
I
and we're
tried
gone.
to get out of this hot mess, but I couldn't.
I texted Pat a while ago and I was like, "Hey man, we'd love to get you on a show." And I just cornered him into the wall and just be like, "Hey, we're gonna get you on a show."
And you know what? Thank you for doing it. I'm honestly reluctant to do these type of things because I mean, I'll just be honest. I don't like talking about me. I like, I like being the interviewer. You know what I mean? So it's I need to get out of my shell. So thanks, guys, for asking me to. I'm kind of shy, as you can tell. You know?
Yeah, so shy.
I was gonna ask if it feels weird to be on the other end of things tonight.
Yeah, here something that Mark Zona always says about me, and I maybe this would answer that question. He always says, Pat, you are awkwardly comfortable all the time. And I don't know what that means. So yeah.
I think this means you're a very personable person.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people say I got the gift of gab. My mom just says I talk too much, But I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here tonight for real.
That means you got a voice for radio. That's all.
What's that?
That just means you got a voice for radio.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look at you. You're telling me I ain't handsome? Come on.
I didn't say face for radio. I said
I'm
voice
freaking
for
from Asgard. Look at you. Mess with these for crying out loud.
Love the Thor reference. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
So
well,
are you a slight Marvel nerd then? Slight Marvel nerd?
Well, dude, I'll tell you, Andy. Like a lot of people think I've been in bands. I'm not in a band anymore, but I was in bands for the majority of my life. And a lot of people think it's just because I was in bands that I grew my hair long. But honestly, I've had long hair since I was a little boy, and it was because of Thor. Thor's my dude,
Awesome.
So, yeah, I'm no fair weather.
I'm pretty sure my wife would leave me for Chris Hemsworth. So,
well, he's, is that really Thor? I mean, hold on. I mean, like, it's really wild. I mean,
Andy, let's be real. Most
yeah, this is the guys. This is the
Chris Hemsworth, JT. Love it.
This is Thor.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I have all the volumes of the mega stack Thors.
I gotta ask, Pat. I'm assuming you've been in for Halloween. I would die to see a picture of you in the Thor costume.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, doesn't sound like
it's like it's 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, I don't. That's why I don't accept friend requests on Facebook. So.
You never know what's gonna pop up.
Oh, there's pictures of me in Elvis gold lame costumes doing splits and dumb shit. I don't need. That's why I don't forget it. Forget about it.
And that's why he doesn't accept these invites, because he knows the stories are gonna come out.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. I'm happy it's December. Do you believe it's December already?
It doesn't feel like it, especially not here.
And I'm happy because I like to wind. I'm a cranker. Bud. No crank November's done. We can let it out now, right, fellas? November done.
Yeah. Were we cranking in November, Bailey?
Well,
when did we go out?
November.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Damn it.
The cat's out of the bag.
Master of my own domain. Anybody gets the Seinfeld reference.
Tonight's show, Pat. I've always been very intrigued by you as a host. One, I've been a big fan of Stray Casts for a long time. And you've put in little tidbits of your story growing up and how you got into the position you're at today. And that was one of the biggest reasons I wanted to get you on here, because I was very intrigued by that. And that's kind of where I started this thing in general, was to learn more people's stories and learn fishing. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
Which I think we can relate in that you love it for the game, you love it for learning, and just straight catching bass.
I'm a fan, bud. I'm a fan of the sport.
Yeah, exactly, and that's one of the reasons we really wanted to get you on here. And I'll say it's awesome to get you on here, and I want to dig into it by starting with where did it even start for you? Where did you learn about your bass? Where'd you catch your first bass? Who showed you about it? Like, I want to hear the whole story.
Wow. Okay.
Getting deep.
Yes.
We're exposing Pat Renwick tonight.
So yes, I was spawned first. But here's the deal.
Fresh from the red.
the first I caught bluegill and stuff, and my dad would take me bluegill fishing and stuff every once in a while. But I remember there was a dude down the street, and his name was Paul, and he him and Dolores, his wife Dolores, that Paul was a big fisherman, and Paul had cool tackle boxes and all kinds of stuff, and I just took a liking to him. He lived a couple houses down, and you know, the guy, I was intrigued by the whole fact of this whole fishing thing. Now, we had some tackle boxes in the house, and I used to, you know, left over in the garage from my grandpa and stuff like that, and you know, I'd rummage through that, but I was intrigued with fishing, and he asked me to go fishing on the Tippecanoe River in Indiana, and we were out there all day. It seemed like forever, and I was miserable, and like miserable in a canoe, bud, in a canoe. Ooh. And just wanting to go in. And I remember throwing that rooster tail and catching just a little Charlie Moore dink of a Henry Dinkler size smallmouth, and it set me off. I was done, and then jump ahead. My grandfather had passed years and years ago. I actually passed away when I was 1. Jump ahead. My grandmother remarried Paul. Paul became my grandpa Paul, and Paul is the one that taught me everything I know about bass fishing. My grandpa Paul, and that's the dude. That's the guy. So
heck yeah.
That's awesome.
So you had an early start too, because I remember you talking about your history with Bagley. And I think you got an early start with them. It was like almost kind of like a pro staffy. It was like almost like an internship type of job, correct?
Well, I don't know.
Not really an internship, but
I don't even know what they had back then. But but here's the thing. So when I do anything, but I do it to the most, and I've been that way my entire life. And when I was a kid, I told you my grandpa got me into fishing. Then I got the bug, and it just developed, and I would be fishing all the time, just fishing. And I went and started packing worms at the bait store. And from doing that and putting line on spinning reels, I still couldn't figure out why people used spinning reels, but I would do that. I'd put line on for them on these things, and a representative from a company called JL Tradeview Company would come in to sell that tackle store products. The products were Bagley baits. The products were Shimano. And I can't remember what else. But long story short, at that age, I'd go out in the parking lot and just put a plug in a cup every time with a bait casting reel. This guy's name was Dave Baltice, and he is now one of the bigwigs, as you may know, over at Pure Fishing. Lo and behold. Anyway, I jumped ahead a little bit there, but Dave brought me on as at that time he's like, hey, you want to go to sports shows and work for Shimano and Bagley's and help me at sporting goods? I'm like, yeah, but I better ask my parents, you know? So and they were, my parents went along the first time to see what was up, and they realized Dave was a cool dude. And I got to hang out with people like Bill Dance, and, you know, I actually became, I guess at the time, like semi buds with Bill Dance for a little kid, you know? And then I met Jim Bagley. Jim Bagley took a liking to me, and I became what was called the field staff. Hold on. Stand still. Hold on.
Oh boy.
Hold on.
444 is going.
Hot
So
take.
if you look at this, I mean, I should just shut up and show you things the rest of the night. But that, where's the camera?
There you go.
Right there.
I think you've shown this on a show before with Straight Cast, haven't you?
I don't know about that one, but
That's awesome, though. Holy crap. That's
Yeah.
something to hold on to forever.
yeah, I think I got 6 or 8 of them left around the house somewhere, you know.
You should definitely like what do they call it? Like not the shrink wrap, but you can put it in like that plastic like
I should bronze it, Andy.
yeah,
Yes,
bronze it that too. Yeah, bronze it.
I should do a gold smelting of it.
It should be one of those things.
Laminate. I was
You gotta
thinking
put-
that's
laminate
the word
it.
you're
Yeah,
looking for,
laminate it.
Laminate. Yes, sir. Yes.
There's 8 left. You should put them at 8 different places in the world. So
Yeah.
people can collect.
8 time capsules. Who the hell's a Bagley?
Yeah.
Who the hell's this pet guy?
I will have to add on that I've gotten to work with Bullteist a little bit, doing PR for Pure Fishing.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, I've never seen that man at the Classic or ICAST without a smile on his face and just walking around like the happiest man ever.
Dude, he was so cool to me when I was a kid. Like, and I just got to tell you, like, I mean, they treated me so well. Like Jim Bagley, Wayne Davis, like Bill Dance himself. Like I could call as a kid, I could call Bill Dance, and I would get like it would be like, hey, you know, it's cost 25 cents each, you know, whatever for the long distance charge. So you know what I mean? It was like at that time there wasn't cell phones, you know. Bill Dance would send fish formula to the house. I remember that. True Turn hooks. I'd get packages of True Turn, boxes of True Turns from Bill Dance, and fish formula too. And of course, spools of Stren.
Yeah.
That's all.
But anyway, and that was all because of Dave Baltis. Yeah. Yeah. What a cool dude. And,
Cool.
and so neat full circle for me to run into him. I'm like, Dave, do you know I work and do stuff with Abu and Berkeley and you're such big contributors. And he's like, yeah, I know. I'm like, well, okay, I didn't even know you knew, you know, like, it's like, I mean, for real, it's like that, you know, it's not, I didn't get the you know, the good graces with Berkeley and Abu because of Dave. That was all, you know,
Hey, you earned it.
yeah, like coming through, you know, and then Dave got the position with him. So,
That's awesome.
and next year is a big year for Straight Cast and Abu and Berkeley. So we're really excited about that. So,
Well, we're happy to hear that. That's awesome.
yeah.
Heck yeah.
That's
Well,
good
dude,
stuff.
kind of along that same timeline, did you ever fish any derbies at all? I know you like to.
Oh,
you
dude, yeah.
Derber. Are you still derbing now? Or
Oh, hell no. I didn't fish any derbies last year. I fished 2 derbies the year before. It took 2 seconds. And there was 3 boats. There was no but I'm gonna be real with you. Like I'm a real good 2nd, 3rd, 4th place kind of guy. I've won my share of derbs. If you go in the fishing room here, I keep some plaques and trophies up, but I got a lot of 2nd places. And here's the thing, when I'm done with something, I'm done with something. So you know how I'm like really into it. Like, so in other words, if I'm out there and I'm just flipping all day, or say I'm on the wind and it ain't happening, and I'm thinking about, what's at Long John Silver's tonight, you know, or like,
Yeah, give me some hush puppies.
yeah, bud, you know what I mean? I'm gonna dip them in the crumbs with the sweet and sour and
Yeah.
the vinegar. You know what I mean? Like I'm thinking that kind of stuff, and I'm like,
Check.
I'm like, yeah, let's. I can't handle me when it comes to tournaments, so I stopped doing that, and I figured that I figured out it's a heck of a lot easier to make money talking. You know?
it's
Fair enough.
1% man's game to make money in tournament fishing, as many have said.
Yeah, like I got some buds that are real good sticks, you know, and it's like, you know, of course they make sponsor money, but they pay a lot of the bills with you know, with catching 5 all the time, and you know, that's not me. That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, there was and I think was it last month or 2 months ago, Bassmaster Magazine had they only had the top 5, but they showed the guys that are actually making money, not from sponsored dollars or anything, or just straight off bonuses and checks.
Right.
It was like, I think Seth was the top of it at like 130 something. And the top 5 stopped at 100. So that means a lot of guys are, that 95 to below, which I think it's like 40 something just to get in for entry.
Yeah, entry's 45, something like that.
Not a lot of guys are profiting healthily above just tournaments alone.
But yeah, I mean, hey, it's a creme de la creme sport.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Glorified gambling, as many say.
And it's not glorified gambling. It is gambling. You're betting on yourself against 5 fish.
Yeah, it's tough, but I'll tell you what, man, like the cream always rises to the top.
Yep.
I mean, it really does. You say that. People are like, yeah, it's still you against the fish, but look at it, man. Like, look at guys that let's take, for example, Christy Hackney. 1 run through the opens. Where they at?
I think they both went in both times. Well, Hackney took the legend exemption. No, he didn't, did he? No. Forget me. But
he made to the Southerns, I think.
Yeah, both times they've made it their first shot through the opens, I believe.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, that just the example. The good fishermen are the good fishermen. Yeah. So I mean,
their name's always just going to be relevant at that top of the leaderboard.
What's that, bud?
Their name's always going to be relevant at the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, the good is the good. That's called the good.
Yeah. So circling back.
Surprise.
Circling back, I'm just curious. How did you get your start into fishing tournaments? I feel like everyone's story is always very intriguing and how they got their start into fishing competitive.
Well, man, I'll tell you what. When I did that stuff for Shimano and Bagley, I would go and they'd pay some entry fees for me, and I could not tell you the name of the circuit, whatever, but they were pretty big ones out of Lake Shelbyville in southern Illinois, and they'd put me in as a co-angler with dudes with jeans and cowboy boots and bass boats. It was pretty cool back then. Everybody was like Smokey and the Bandit back then, Burt Reynolds, And so yeah, that was when I kind of got a taste of tournament fishing, and let's be real about it, bud. Like, I was waiting for that Bassmaster, at the mailbox every month since I've been 8, So I got it bad.
That's
awesome. Now, quick question: were all these guys in cowboy hats and boots slinging Producto worms around?
A lot of Producto, a lot of gator tail, bunch of man's auger tails and jelly worms. Yes.
Oh yeah.
And they didn't have cowboy hats. I said boots.
Hats. Sorry. They've been awesome. They had cowboy hats too, though.
No, sir. I didn't see that. Not in Illinois. No. You went a little further south, got into even past Kentucky. That's when the hats start.
Fair enough.
Cowboy hats. It was hilarious to see all the northern boys at Fort Worth last year for the Classic wearing.
They look good. You kidding me? Hilarious. Look at Gussie, for crying out loud. He's like a Bassin supermodel. It's amazing. Yeah. I witnessed it.
Oh yeah.
Quite the steer.
Yeah.
Nothing will beat Takumi Ito riding a bull.
Yeah.
Nothing will beat that.
Wow.
So Pat, where along this timeline did you get a start or really kind of realize that you like to do these shows, where you like to be a host, where you acknowledge that you knew where your skill set was with,
Yikes. That's all freak, bizarre accidents. And it all comes to that talking. And so here's the deal. My daughter, Jasmine, it was one of her volleyball games or basketball games or something. And the mayor of town here, he was mayor at the time. I was sitting next to the dude, and he's, you're a big fisherman, this and that. He's like, you should go see my brother. He owns a radio station, and go do a fishing show. Tell him I said you should do a fishing show. I'm like, what? What's that even mean? And I went in and saw the dude, and he's like, yeah, you could. I'll give you an hour on Saturday mornings and talk about fishing. I'm like, what? Oh, okay. And I kind of just, it was called the Bass Buzz is what I called it. And I did that for about 4 years. And it, it went national, actually.
That's awesome.
Through the Facebook a little bit back then. Okay. If you want to see some funny shit, go look at Region Bass Buzz on Facebook. Okay. I think it's still there. Region Bass Buzz. Okay.
I'll look it up after the show.
Yeah. And anyway, I did that show for quite a bit. And they had an app on the phone that could go national. So my bud Zona it kind of hooked me up, and I did a few shows with him, and then he kind of, hooked me up with some buds at Strike King and stuff, and gave me some names of people, and it kind of progressed. And then they'd share it on their social, and then they would share the app link. So they kind of got a little national thing out of the radio station. It was going really good. And it actually, I moved to a 3-hour show on Saturday mornings, 6 to 9. Wow. And I'd have 2 pros on, and we'd take local calls, and I had to do traffic and weather and all kinds of dumb shit too. So, but it, it was pretty interesting. One of my first interviews on there was Bill Dance, and boy, was it horrible. It was like, hey, Bill, and you know what, dude, I'm going to be completely brutally honest with you. When I did the first Bill Dance interview, he didn't remember me as a kid. He didn't remember. And it freaking crushed me. I was like, oh my God. But like, and I understand, how, like, now let's remember, this is a long time ago, bud. Okay. Right. We're going back like, for
10,
him.
15 years.
What's that?
10, 15 years.
Yeah, no. way time machine back, when I was a little boy, right? So anyway, and I was like, oh, whatever. But the interview was horrible on my part, not Bill's, of course. Bill made it awesome. Jump ahead. I've had Bill on Straycast quite a few times now, and he on the air. He goes, Pat, I remember when you were a little boy running around in the Bagley Bait Company factory, and I about lost it. Because I was like, oh shit, now the guy remembers. But it was great. You know what I mean? Yeah. Amazing. It's Bill Dance. It's a hero, a legend. Like Bill Dance is the bass fisherman salesman. That's the guy. Roland's good. Jimmy's good. Bill is Bill. Bill's the king. You said the king. I was uncomfortable that you called me the king. Elvis is the king. Bill Dance is the king.
The king of stray casts.
Yeah, I guess. I don't. I'm the king. Yeah, I'm the king of my castle.
Could you call him the pretty face of stray casts?
Yes, thanks. Look at this angle. Look at this angle. See that?
Perfect. Screenshot.
Don't you mess with that. Blue steel the hell out of this one. All right.
Nice.
But
Steel reserve.
Yes.
Even if you didn't know who Bill Dance was and you didn't fit, I take that back. If you didn't know fishing at all, you still knew who Bill Dance was.
Yeah, damn straight. Yeah, everybody knows that Tennessee hat.
Yeah, exactly. That's a brand.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So what were you talking about again?
Or we're talking about how you got your start into podcasting.
Yeah. So anyway.
Radio.
Yeah.
iHeartRadio.
No, I'm messing with you. I did the radio show, the Bass Buzz, and I did that for about 5 years. And I had some wild streaking in me, I was a little wild, and ran into a few problems over there at the radio station, and then I just kind of went off on my own. It took a year, got my head together, and I'm like, yeah, I like doing that, and I could do it better. And I saw the internet was the deal, and kind of started up the Straycast initially with a couple buds, and I was just doing a segment on Straycasts called the Bass Buzz, and it kind of seemed that if you go back at some of those segments, I think they're still called the Bass Buzz on the Straycast YouTube. Yeah, I did that, and it kind of just branched off that the Straycast or the Bass Buzz segment kind of became, the segment of the show, and just evolved, and now it's what it is. So, 6 seasons, but 6 seasons later.
Awesome.
Yeah, now I've been doing it full time for about 3 years now.
Yeah, and I think it's just to add on it from a fan perspective, it's cool to because there's a lot of shows out there, alike our show here at Serious Angler, that likes to dig into anglers, ask them questions about techniques and all that, and learn from them from a bass fishing standpoint. But I think it's cool the perspective that you bring to a lot of fans, that it's you're making these guys open up their book and really show who they are as a person, not what people see, when they're talking about just bass fishing. No, you really bring out some people's character. I think that's really cool.
It's probably this because of this. And it might, let me confess, it may be selfish because I'm such a bass fishing freak that I pretty much know everything that these guys already do bass fishing, and I don't care. So I want to know what makes them tick. You know what I mean? And I'm being, real, like, I don't care. Of course I care. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, I want to know the other part, the part you're not seeing when they're on Bass Live, the part you're not seeing when you read Bassmaster. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The part you're not seeing on Bass Pro Shop Journal, whatever,
Show me your true self.
Yeah, so that's the deal. And I'll tell you, Andy, like as a kid, man, I was, it's funny, my parents have tapes and stuff. I was like a Johnny Carson freak, and like, I'd be like running in the living room. Here's Johnny. You guys know who Johnny Carson is?
Oh yeah.
All right. So I like talk shows my whole life. Letterman. It's like in college and in high school, I'd be watching Letterman every night, it's like, I like that stuff, It's like I was with my bud Billy the other day, and he was on the Jimmy Kimmel show, and I was like, hey, I was like, dude, tell me all about being on Kimmel. What was that? Because I want to know the talk show deal, Yeah. So it just that's what I'm into. That's part of it, and of course the radio interview type people like Howard Stern, back in the day, guys like here in Chicago, Steve Dahl, that type of morning zoo radio, all that type of stuff is incorporated into Stray Casts, and that's what I set out to do, and I'm pretty fortunate that it's happening.
Yeah,
awesome.
It's pretty badass.
Grateful, but
it's funny you mentioned Howard Stern. I remember my first introduction to Howard Stern was when I was like, I think 12 years old. And my dad was taking me to hockey practice. My dad loved Howard Stern, and he'd put it on the car, and like he'd swear, and how Howard is.
Yeah.
And he turned the radio off for a second as we're driving to practice, and he looks at me and he goes, "We only listen to this when it's me in the car. You do not listen to this with your mother."
The best. That's when dads are the best. My dad had stuff like that.
I look forward to the car rides to and from hockey practice.
Oh yeah,
just listen to Howard Stern. Amazing.
Howard Stern fan. Yeah.
Talking about Robbins Mounds.
Yeah,
I'm with you. Yeah,
just batshit crazy topics.
Yeah,
yeah. There's a little fun.
Don't get me started. I'll get you guys canceled.
Oh boy,
that's a favor here. No, but in all seriousness, in terms of what we do here and talking bassin, is we know you're as we mentioned in introduction, you are an enthusiast of cranking. Like you mentioned, you're a winder.
Yeah, but
pick it up and just get moving, get grinding, and I think we'd like to break into that, a little bit and talk with.
Ask away, whatever you want to know. I'm not a pro angler, so like I gotta be a disclaimer. I don't think that, or I give a disclaimer. I don't think that in any way, or I fish all the time. That's it.
Yeah.
And so I'm not really a derber anymore. I'm very in, every time I fish, it's derb culture, promise, but but I still go home early if I'm getting beat up. But
no, here at with Andy Andrew, I always do that.
Andy McAndrews.
Whatever you want to call me, bud.
McLovin?
McLovin, yes. I am McLovin.
The McDoyle wedding?
Yeah.
The McDoyle Ponderosa wedding?
Andy and Deacon, our other co-host who runs the business from the Bass Boat segment, we believe on the show that it's like you don't have to be a pro. We're not always going after the top names. Like we're just trying to, because we're the, you've heard it. Like you can learn something from everybody.
Yeah, but I just don't want any. You know how these people are, bud. They're like, well, this dude ain't even a gosh damn bass pro, and he up in there talking about cranking. I don't want to hear this guy talk about cranking. Well, I mean, here's the deal. It's like, I mean, I'm not a pro, but dude, I wind all the time, and I've been throwing a plug since I've been 8. So I know a couple things, and there's way more people that know more about it than me. But
yeah, well, either way,
I know a lot of things that work.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why we're intrigued to talk to you, because the guys that are sitting there saying that you can only crank this way and not any other way are the guys that are losing every single tournament that they fish in. So the guys here that are willing to try different things are the guys that are going to win them all.
Sure.
So, that being said, we'd
go
like
ahead, get into it. Let's do this.
Yeah.
I have my Bug Salt 3.0 in case you get out of hand.
He's going to shoot us from Florida.
Yes.
From Florida?
I'm in Indiana. I wish
Indiana. I thought I heard Florida for some
I did something once in Florida.
I thought
you read Florida. My file. Yeah, I can't go back to Florida. Shit.
And you probably got it from that big old Florida bass we posted on social.
Yeah, he's
the Midwestern.
I knew you're from the Midwest. I thought I heard Florida, but when we were off air, my bad.
The Midwest farmers' daughters make me feel all right. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So I want to ask the cranking lifestyle, because you establish yourself as a winder. Is that because of like the demographic of fishing that you're at? Is that just because it sets up right for it, or how did that kind of?
I think it's the coolest way to fish. And I'm a winder and a flipper. Winder first, flipper second. And I mean, like all my heroes are winders and flippers. Okay. So like that's what I have, like we pretend, like some people pretend to be sports figures as kids. Yeah. Like I pretended to be Clun. You know what I mean? I'd even hold my hands like Clun, how he wound, I hold my hand like Clun as he, like I watch the game tapes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was in it. All my heroes are winders. So that's the thing. It's not like Bailey was like, I'm going to go do this because this is what I want to do. And it was cool because back to Grandpa Paul, I would go spend months with him on like Lake Shelbyville, and we'd fish those Southern Illinois impoundments where there was wood and a lot of stuff to crank, in other words. And that's kind of where I figured it out. And it was cool because around the house, I wasn't doing too much cranking, when I didn't have a boat or anything as a kid. I did get a bass hunter, 2-man bass hunter for my 8th grade graduation. That was pretty cool. Yeah, so it was just the way I wanted to do it. It didn't excite me to hear about dragging a worm offshore and lining things up in Bassmaster. What excited me was throwing at the stump. That's what I wanted to do.
Making something bounce off of it.
Yeah, and that's what I set out to do, and that's just the fun doing. The other way, of course, flipping. I like to flip. That's the thing. I mean, if you go fish with me, I probably got 6 wind poles and 2 flip sticks just all the time, and then other stuff.
Right. So when it comes to winding, is it straight just crankbaits, or are you a chatterbait guy?
Oh, I love the chatterbait. I caught so many fish on a chatterbait that just the last 3, 4, 5 years. Unreal how good that thing is. Right. It's just so good. Yeah. So yeah, I'm a chatterbait guy, and so pretty much when I have I said the wind poles, I crank with the Alpha Rebound. Yeah. And that's a S-Glass composite rod, which is a version of the old Seeker rod blank out of California, which was originated by a gentleman called Rich Forehand. His name was Rich Forehand, and he originated that parabolic, heavy action glass rod, not that hooty. Yeah, I'm talking stout bend hitting the spot. You know what I mean? And that rod is that Seeker California blank. You may know it there's been versions of it through like Quantum. Kevin Van Dam, big fan of that type of bend. Greg Hackney became a fan of that type of bend. Gary Klein, when he used to be cool, super fan of that type of bend. All that kind of stuff. You know, that was the deal. Gary Klein in the 8-foot flip stick, man. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, that 8-foot flip stick is the deal. Parabolic, not a broomstick, bud.
Right.
But if you ain't like Hackney, that's where Hackney got it. If you haven't flipped with a 710 or an 8-foot flip stick, and I'm not talking about a big broom handle heavy deal.
Right.
But for the way I fish, it helps me. Compensates, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah.
but I mean, I'll say, like, you can take that a couple ways. Yeah, here's a big rod and compensate for something. But
we all got to compensate for something, but
but for real, with the slack and then combination of the 8-to-1 reel, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's the deal. 8-foot flip stick, bud. Winding rod. Anyway, back to winding. With this, I was talking about the 6 rods. So I have a couple plugs, right? Couple 3 plugs. Couple chatterbaits, and a couple spinner bugs. That's on the wine side.
Yeah. So a lot of people, when they're talking cranking, for a lot of folks, it's an open-ended question in terms of especially depth, right?
Okay.
But when it comes to cranking for you, I mean, are you the guy that you can use your electronics a lot, or are you the guy that you want to be touching ground? That's your
yeah. I do the 8-foot flip stick we talked about is only for depth finder purposes. I don't even flip with it. Yes, that's what I was talking about.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And if it goes down 7.5, you know you got a muddy bottom.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you, like, so this is like my confessional show. In the forgive me, serious angler, for I have sinned. So I've been with Crestliner. This is my 3rd year, and they're so cool to me, man. Like Crestliner, I'm very grateful to run a Crestliner boat, and they treat me really cool there. And before that, I was running around in an old 2000 fiberglass boat, 200 Merc EFI 175, the 175 Merc EFI, and
good motor.
Yeah. Oh gosh,
great motor.
Come on, EFI. Yikes! I like the new Pro XS. Don't get me wrong, but that EFI tried and true. Anyway, zero electronics on it, bud, and the new Crestliners come with the good electronics, and I got some cool friends that know how to use them, and you know, I was out there with Maddie one time and learned a bunch of shit. He's really good at the electronics. Yeah. So anyway, I have an electronics on the Crestliner, and now I use that side image, man. I actually use the side image to catch fish. I don't have forward facing. Just starting to use electronics really heavy again. Last 3 years, but I'll tell you, prior to that, I went probably 4 or 5 years without electronics. It just basic, you know what I mean? Just depth, you know, not even as sophisticated as John Cox.
Just getting on the bank and getting going.
Yeah. You should see fishing with Johnny, what he does with his electronics. He's a knucklehead. Yeah. So he uses when, you know, he's runs the Lowrance ones.
Yep.
And all he uses is the map and the side imaging. Those are the only 2 screens. And do you know why he does it, Bailey? Do you already know this?
I believe so, but correct me if I'm wrong. It's just for it's like almost like a poor man's 360, right? Just to see some structure that's under the water for him to cast that up shallow.
Yeah. Well, he's kind of side scanning, but the purpose of it is he's very comfortable running the black. Do you know what running the black is?
Is that
you know how when you get shallow, the black decreases?
Yep.
And you know you're getting shallow when it gets super skinny. That John just shuts it down. That's what he does. That's his deal.
That's the whole reason.
That's why he's got it on there.
That's cool.
That's it.
I didn't know that part.
Huh?
I didn't know that part. I know I've heard him.
He's like, I'm home.
I'm like, John, what are you doing? You know, and he's like, oh, that's how I run these. I'm like, all right. And then he's got the depth and the temperature in the map. That's it.
He'll
tell you.
I know I've heard him talk about a point where He sometimes will bring the side up on the front so that, you know, when he goes past structure, if there's something out deeper, that he can go back and throw at something a little bit more off the shore, but still connect.
When he's idling, yeah, for sure.
Right.
I'm talking up on pad. He does it the way you're saying. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty cool to see the success in that. And like, I think some folks have talked about it, but like there's a shift happening, especially in the South, where it's so many guys are getting so concentrated on electronics that offshore is becoming more difficult to catch them than on shallow.
Yeah, I just had them $1 million babies on the show last night.
Yeah.
And man, those guys, they won it with that deal, with that forward facing.
They did.
Oh yeah,
stinky rigging.
Yeah, they sure did.
But they did it in a pretty cool way. It wasn't like they used the electronics to find the fish or to catch the fish, but they used the birds to find the fish. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
That seems like for a lot of, I shouldn't say a lot of anglers, but that seems like a dying breed, is people being able to be, you know, as Clun said on your show before, total immersion and really just getting involved in what's going on around you.
Yeah.
Too many guys are just focused on this textbook that we're supposed to be going by and not really looking at the variables at play, where these kids looked at the birds and be like, hey, there's got to be bait there. If birds are diving, there you go. Now you can see the fish with your forward facing, and it's old school.
I mean, same thing, dude. I mean, Clun always says it too. The best fishermen on the lake are the birds.
Oh yeah.
You see a fish bird on a point there for a reason, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah. For sure.
I hate following the book because I feel like every time I get into the book, I get burned. So I've just learned to kind of fish the conditions.
Here's some good books. This is a good book. This is called Double Whammy. That's by Carl Hyacin. You know what this book is?
No.
Do you know what it is, Andy?
Hold on, I'm looking at the picture.
Carl, write this down, Bailey. You got notes for me?
I got notes for you.
All right. Carl Hyacin, Double Whammy.
It looks like a hook.
Yeah, it's a hook. It's a good book. This author, Carl Hyacin, I still read. Do you believe that? I actually read things.
Reading's good.
Yeah. I took a look. It's in a book, The Reading Rainbow. This deal right here, Carl Hyacin, Double Whammy. Carl Hyacin wrote Striptease. Remember, you ever see that movie, Demi Moore and Burt Reynolds?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the same guy. And this is about bass fishing. And it's I'm going to put it this way. I think both of you gentlemen will enjoy it. The parallels to today's modern bassin and what's going on with tournament leagues and everything else is amazing. Amazing. Hey, let's play library. This is okay. This one, this one's called Bass
At Renwick,
Wars.
the librarian.
Yes, write this one down, Bailey. This one's called Bass Wars. Okay. And this is by Nick Taylor, and not Mick Taylor from the Rolling Stones, but Nick Taylor. And he's a famous bassin author from back in the day. And this follows Ricky Clun and Randy Blockett on tour back in the day. And it's a real interesting, it's called Bass Wars, A Story of Fishing, Fame, and Fortune.
Huh.
What do you think of that?
I think I'm going to be spending
Sweet.
some money.
Here's one that is just, I think you guys probably read this one, and I'll tell you what, one of my most favorite books ever, and that's Mike Iaconelli's Fishing on the Edge. And if anybody says this book is not inspiring, they're full of shit, because it is. Mike did a great job with this book. And what's cool about this book is, obviously Iaconelli's a giant bass head, right? And what's cool is Mike is very similar in age to me. So a lot of this stuff that he writes about it's so old school. It's so beautiful in this book. That's why I like Mike's book. You'll like these ones. Yeah. Look at this. This used to get with like Bassmaster.
I have that one somewhere.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Tactics and techniques.
But I had the brown
coffee table edition. Come on.
I had the brown leatherback version, not the green.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
And then of course I gotta tell you, if you never read this one, then you have to. Every proper bassin man needs to read. Roland Martin's 101 Bass Fishing Secrets.
Oh yeah.
right there. That's the one.
Love it.
That's enough library. I can keep going.
I think it's crazy how much YouTube and social media has become a learning tool for folks, but these books that have very, very, very good information in it aren't even talked about anymore in terms of a tool for anglers to be able to develop not just their skills, obviously, because that's something you have to do physically on the water, but from a mental side of things, a lot of guys, say, "Oh, I just watch a lot of YouTube," in terms of like establishing myself. But I think there's a severe tool here with books, like especially ones from the founding fathers, like a Rick Clunn,
Yeah.
that they can learn from. It's crazy to think that these things don't get talked about anymore.
Oh, yeah, you ready to write something else down, Bailey?
I'm ready.
All right. So you don't need the only YouTube channel that you need to watch. There's two of them. It's the Serious Angler channel.
Thanks.
And the other one is Lynn Dollar. Do you know who Lynn Dollar is?
Yeah, she posts like all the 1980s Bassmaster Bassmaster episodes, doesn't she?
I think it's a dude, but
yeah, whatever the name is.
But it'd be cool if it was a chick. But they
you never know.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just being sexist. It's amazing. I mean, that's where you need to learn. Don't even watch Straight Cast. Watch Lynn Dollar. I don't even call Straight Cast. When I promote things, I call it Tube View. I don't even want people to watch Straight Cast on YouTube. That's it. Just don't. I got a Roku channel. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Hey, you want to be on my Roku channel?
What's that?
I'll put you on my Roku channel. You can be on my Roku channel, but I just bought a Roku channel. I did. I'm being serious.
Yeah, I know. I know. I've heard you mention it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
I usually watch from Facebook or I listen on the MP3.
Yeah, no, I that's what I'm saying. I mean, but the back episodes are starting to do good on Roku.
That's awesome.
You're seeing a growth on Roku, is what you're saying.
Yeah, nobody watches it on Roku live, but they're going and watching the episodes on the Roku.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm going to start a network. For real, I am.
It's cool to
call
kind
it
of
SCTV.
Yeah, it's cool to see the shift in platforms as some platforms develop versus some platforms that establish themselves and decide not to improve at all. Like you see a lot of Spotify has been taking over in terms of
wow. I'm telling you, man. Unreal the amount of growth we're seeing in the Straight Cast podcast on Spotify. Wow, it used to be all iTunes and the other ones, but now that Spotify's really popping in.
Yeah. Yeah, Apple's been tanking, and Spotify is going to reign king here soon.
Really? You think so? The Apple still seems really strong, but
I think it's because majority have it versus Spotify.
They're comfortable with, comfortable.
Yeah. And Spotify does a lot more advertising on what they offer as well.
Okay.
Like you can listen to Pandora for a radio station. You might get a Spotify ad on Pandora. That's how I found out about Spotify like years and years ago. Was literally listening to Pandora.
Hey, Andy, do you know Connor Summers from Outcast Tackle?
I do not.
Dude, like you are a doppelganger in voice. Connor Summers, who makes the Outcast Tackle cage fighter, stealth fighter jigs.
Pat, it's so funny you say that because I was on the way home from the lake. I think it was like 3.5 weeks ago when you aired that show. And I was listening to that show on the way home, and I literally thought the same thing, that I was on the phone with Andrew.
Yeah, dudes, you guys are like doppel voice hangers.
I was so intrigued that I pulled up the stream on my YouTube when I stopped at, I think it was like Wendy's on the way home, and I was like, I got to see if they look like, as if they are, then they're twins.
Never know.
Hey, are you guys really cool with me getting a refill of coffee?
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, it's right here. It's right next to me. Keep entertaining me. Tell me stuff. Tell me a story, Andy.
Oh, so funny story. Bailey's almost died on my boat.
What?
I'm more intrigued, Pat, why you're having coffee at 8 p.m. at night.
I don't know. That's dumb. I know.
Is it decaf?
No, hell no. That's warm brown water. No, here's the deal. Like, I get all Red Bulled up on I drink one Red Bull a week, and honestly, it's only 3/4 of a Red Bull these days that I can handle. And I drink it on Straight Cast night, and I have to drink it at 6 o'clock. Straight Cast starts at 7. I drink it at 6. And I don't know. It's just something stupid I do. I do dumb stuff. And I'm up all damn night on a straight cast night. You know, it's like when I used to play in bands. It's that combined with the energy of the show. When I'm not sure how it is for you guys. I assume it's very similar, but like when Stray Cast does a show, it's a show. It's the show is it's not scripted yet. I write it and structure it. I have bits I write. I have things. You know, it's a constant process of a show. So basically, when the show is over, it's almost like like boom. It's I'm not going to say what I just felt like saying, but it's like, hey, you just erupted and it's done, but you got, it's not, you're not going to roll over and go to sleep yet,
No,
you might want to go more rounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're hyped off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So Pat, I have a question for you. Backtrack really fast to that Ike book.
Yeah.
I'm curious if you know this guy. He used to travel with Ike back in the day, and Andy, you might know where I'm going with this.
Oh, the Duke! I
Do
love
you
the
happen
Duke.
to know Mr. Jeff Hippert of Buffalo, New York?
I don't know of the guy personally. I don't know him personally, but I believe I do know of him.
He used to travel with Ike and Pete Gluzak back in the Redmond days.
Yeah, Red Man. It's called Red Man.
Redman.
It's
whatever.
It's
I'm thinking of the chewing tobacco.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Redman. It's not Redman. It's Nicole Kidman and Dennis Rodman and Redman Circuit. Thank you.
Whatever.
Get it straight. Get it straight.
You got it.
Damn. Bailey, write that down too.
Andy has many lessons to go. We'll whip him up into a proper Bassin man.
Still green.
I'm still here in Florida, Andy.
You never know.
Indiana, same thing these days.
Hey, don't make me get my bug salt 3.0. Boom. Ow.
I'm just messing up everywhere.
So Pat, let's.
No, I'm chirping you. You know.
No, you're good, dude. You're good.
Yeah. What we do here on the south side.
Oh, it's fine.
Chirpers.
South side of Miami.
I got punched on my front porch. Shit.
You got punched in your front
I'm
porch?
lying. Yeah. Damn right. I got a big mouth.
I gotta ask, have you always used the term chirp, or did you get that from the Johnstons?
Oh, total Johnstons and that. Yeah.
That's a hockey term, right?
Yeah, bud.
He's hanging out with Gus and the Johnsons and stuff. And Seth says it too. That's kind of where I got it. And Trailer Park Boys and that
Bubbles.
Kenny thing.
Now, all right. Who is your favorite Trailer Park Boys character?
Oh, that's really hard to say, but I'm going with Conky.
Solid choice.
Yeah, Conky's a little bastard. He always seems to get the best of Bubbles and.
I love Bubbles personally. All his
Bubbles is great, but
all his retakes on YouTube.
Puppet. No, I mean for real. Come on, dude. Like every character is amazing. Sebastian Bach, one great character in there too, as himself.
Yeah, that show is just out there. I find all Canadian humor shows like that are just so funny.
Yeah, I'd like to watch it again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's on something now.
Probably Hulu, if I had to guess.
No, you got to pay something. It's on a website or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You have to have live TV or something like that. I think.
Pornhub. I don't know what it's called.
That's good. So getting off of that before our show does get canceled. No, I'm just kidding. But
he doesn't care.
No, I didn't say anything.
No, you're good. You're good. We're just messing. Getting back to fishing, because we have a couple fun questions coming up. We're gonna wrap the show up here in a few minutes, but I did have a couple questions in terms of cranking that I really wanted to ask you.
Yeah, but
genuinely intrigued. I know you're a big Balsa fan, and I
am.
We've heard a bunch of people talk balsas, but I'm
Look
very
at this.
curious.
This is a tin cup of balsa right here.
Love
That's a dangerous cup to drink out of right there.
It's all balsa B3s.
Bagleys.
Dangerous cup.
Now, are those original Bagleys or new Bagleys?
Right, they are.
Hell yeah.
What the heck is wrong with this guy? Yeah, this one is.
You never know. Imposter alert.
This
Pat, we'll just-
that's funny. Hey, look at this. This is what's this happened? Oh, there you are. Oh my gosh, guys. Hold on. This could be bad. We got to do this. Things happen.
Pat's had too much tin cup tonight.
No, not at all. The
Too much coffee.
I
What's
had
in that
no.
coffee, Pat?
I got all wild here, and this is a stool that rotates, and
Oh boy.
it started to rotate, and that's what the phone is on. It's a little crooked now, but is that okay?
No, you're
Yeah,
fine.
good, man.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, this what's cool is check this out. This right here, I pulled this Balsa B3 out, and look what it has on it. You would have no idea, but I'm going to tell you. It is a straight shank Aaron Martin's Gamakatsu hook. And Aaron actually, this is a hook I actually stole from Aaron in his boat, and I keep it as a keepsake. Yeah, he's even sharpened this for me. True story. While this happened for a reason, because December 5th, as you guys might remember from last year, is International A-Mark Day. So that's where we all flood the internet with pictures of Aaron Martins. And I talked to Leslie and Gary, Aaron's bestie, earlier in the week, and the good people at Bass, and it's going to happen again this year per request. So just keep that in mind. If you guys want to contribute, that would be cool too. Bailey and Andy, that would be awesome. December 5th, International A-Mark Day forever. Started last year. So
That's amazing.
Yeah. But anyway, on with the deal here. These are all originals, Andy, and this one is a CW, a Bagley CW, and it's really cool. It's kind of like a bone with a brownish pinkish back, and it's CW for crawfish on white, but it actually looks a little boned. Here, this is the plug that is probably the most famous, since there's two of them here. Or no, here's the other one, but this one's got a bunch of war eagles. Oh, here, okay. There's variations of them. And this is the Balsa B3 in 09. And 09 is chartreuse blackback. And that's the color, that's the crankbait that on the 2000 FLW series, Rick Clunn, it won a ton of money on. Beaver Lake. If they didn't zero weights, he'd have won Mississippi amongst others on this plug right here. These are original Balsa B3s in 09. And then here's just a straight bone orange belly BN bone right there.
That's wicked.
Yeah, these are all originals, Andy. All original Balsa B3s. Yes, sir.
Anybody who cranks knows all about the B3s.
Yeah, bud. And you know what's cool? Like, and not seriously, not a sponsor plug for a plug, because Ira C is not a sponsor of Straight Cast. I'm with Berkeley. I crank Berkeley plastic plugs the majority of the time, and some Ichikawa plugs. But the deal with Ira is he makes balsa plugs that are just like better than the old Bagleys, bud. I'm not kidding you. I don't know if you can get them anymore either. I don't know. And they're amazing. Ira C balsa, like that's the deal. They're more of a Balsa B2 size. He did have some in a B3 size, but that B2 size, I think I call it Pluto or something. That's a good one, but they hunt everywhere. Amazing.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is wicked.
Yeah. Did I take you on a tangent, or were we here?
You're good. We're here.
It's based off tangents.
Yeah, good. I didn't know if I Jojo the Circus Boy went somewhere. I didn't know.
We have segments called Serious Dangler, but I think every episode could end up on the dangler side. So.
The dangler. Yeah. Yeah. I'm a freaking
So Pat, speaking on that too, I'm very curious because I saw it when you were showing us those cranks. Are you a believer of the red treble?
No. I just happen to have that on this plug. And I mean, I'll be honest with you, like as far as trebles go, there's two trebles I use, and it's the the Fusion 19 by Berkeley, and a lot on plugs. I'm doing some changing too, and the Ichikawas. Like if you haven't cranked with that Ichikawa hook, that clun treble, it's amazing. You know.
I just bought a few in size 4 and 6, the round bends.
Yeah, there you go, bud. Don't get the short shank.
Okay.
You want the regular shank. They make a light one, and they make a light wire and a regular wire,
Okay.
and it's yeah, they're amazing. I mean, Rick Lund says they have the hardest points of any fish hook, and I agree. They don't bend over. I just got Mr. Ichikawa just sent me some stuff today. You want to play what's in the box? Oh, holy cow! Look who he did.
Man down.
Okay.
My feelings
okay?
are hurt.
Is everybody okay?
We took a tumble, but I think we'll live.
Yes.
I'm gonna redo this real quick.
You're good.
Holy cow! Has anything like this ever happened on the Serious Angler Show?
I feel like it has.
It might have happened, but not in that dramatic fashion. I think that's good.
This is amazing. I just fell on the playground.
Pat is
The
felt-
high slide.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta do this. I gotta do this with two hands. I gotta set this thing down, buds. Give
Oh,
me
you're
2
good.
seconds.
No worries.
Yeah, hold on. I'm coming right back at you.
You're
This is
good.
what happens when you show and tell. You know?
Andy,
Don't let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah, it gets all wild.
Andy, when he's talking about that harder point, you think they're talking about sharpness or just straight durability of that point? To not
The
bend?
steel.
The durability of it, I would think, and the longevity of the sharpness.
Is that what you're
So-
talking about, Pat? Is something
Yeah,
that-
100%. It's the
Penetration power.
Yeah, the Ichikawas are using a hardened steel that has very unique properties. Like I might look like a scientist, but I'm really not one. And
It's a titanium alloy.
it's a different type of steel, and they've been crafting not plugs. They kind of just got into the plug deal, but they've been making hooks, bud, for over 100 years. So it's no joke. They know what they're doing. It really is like samurai craftsmanship. Look at all this cool stuff going on. Are you seeing like?
I see
Look
a
at
nice
these wild angles.
I see a
That's my
beautiful.
hand.
I see a beautiful ceiling with a cross beam.
You like that cross beam?
Yeah, nice support beam right there, bud.
Isn't it nice? Yeah. That came with the house.
I'm sure.
Yeah. I didn't even have to pay extra for that beam. They're like, yeah,
That
bud.
was built into the price.
They're like, dude, we're going to give you this cross beam. And I'm like, yep. Where do I sign? Cross beam me up, Scotty. Hey,
He's back.
look what
Welcome
we
back.
did. All right, I am not touching this stool anymore. Does this look okay and sound okay?
Yeah, you look great.
Okay, good. Thanks.
Like nothing ever happened.
How's my hair look? A mess?
A little bit more of a mess now.
Good. Good. I like it like that. In case you
So,
can't tell.
Moving on
So
to-
anyway, you want me to show you what I was going to show you or what?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay. So yeah, I just got this, and these are,
Crash.
I don't know what this is. Like I really don't. I mean I do know what it is, but I don't really know what they look like. Let's see. So this is. Oh, speaking of, yeah.
It's your
I see
Kawa
right
hooks.
there. So these are the new. Oh, look at these little gorgeous. That's the new RC flat shed in the 3/16 ounce size. I gotta open this.
Ooh,
That looks
This
like a
is
nice, sexy
amazing.
perch pattern.
Holy shnikes. Well, yeah, the color's really cool. This is kind of like a classic
Is that a flat?
fun color, but look. So, do you guys remember the 2000 Bassmaster Classic in Chicago? Did you ever watch anything or learn anything about it? Any footage of that?
I've
I
heard
watched
a
a
few
little
people
bit
talk
of it.
about I've never seen any footage though.
So Clun did really well, and he cranked in Lake Calumet, and he threw a little plug called a Worman crank. It was made by Lobina, I believe. I don't know. I can't remember. Worm and crank. Anyway, this plug is like so much like it. It's a little small 3/16, but look, it's got a big number 4
Oh yeah, I was gonna say,
Ichikawa on the back. Am I holding it okay to the camera?
Oh yeah, you're good.
Okay, you see the big number 4 in the back?
Yep.
And then it's got the number 6 in the front.
Interesting.
So,
oh yeah, is that the one that's got like the 2 normal size trebles and it's got a third that's just longer on the back?
No, they're just regular round bend, or not actually round bend. And Ichikawa's got that more Oshag Hennessy, whatever you call that bend. But anyway, it's got the big number 6, just a number 6 Ichikawa in the back, Bagley, and a number 4 in the front. So this plug is for sticking them. And
it's more flat side, correct?
Well, it's really not. It's called, I mean, it's, I guess, yes, they call it an RC flat shed, and it's certainly not a rounded, like a lot of round plugs, but it reminds me of that, of the deal like the, like like that old Lobina lure. I'm telling you. Or it's not as, like, so put it this way, it's not as flat as a Fritz side. Right. If that helps give you a comparison.
It's kind of like a combination of a Fritz side and a DT.
Yeah, well, let's put it this way. It's like if you wanted to compare body thicknesses, it would be between a Fritz side and a 1.5 type crank.
Okay.
How's that?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, as far as the thickness of the back.
I dig that.
Dude, it's got like that little coffin type square bill.
So it deflects real well.
Yeah, bud. So I gotta say, Clun knows what he's doing.
Yeah, a little bit, just
and that
a little
shows
bit.
you that's that Ichikawa. I can't even get it off my damn thumb. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's what's that. So I got a bunch of those. That's cool. Oh, this you want to play? You want to do an unboxing?
Let her rip.
Hey, let's be YouTube guys. You want to be YouTube guys?
Yeah, let her rip.
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. All right, I'm going to do a whole segment right now. Are you ready? Let's start this whole thing over.
Here we go, right? This is the floor.
Hold on, I got intro. Let's do intro music too. Hold on. We're going to do this right. You guys in a hurry? All right, here we go.
The floor is yours, Pat. You're going to be the only one on the stream.
Okay, ready? Welcome to the YouTube show and tell time. Crank baits, open a box, unboxing from Berkeley. I'm Pat Renwick. I'm a YouTube guy right now, and I'm going to open up this thing and do an unboxing. So check this out. This box just came in from Berkeley today, and it's got all kinds of goodies in it. Look at these. It's cold. It's northern time cold weather small bait season. So I got a bunch of these little hit sticks. They're just little small little minnows. Yeah, whatever. Believe me, I got a reason. I got them. Everybody likes these. Thank you, Berkeley, for these. That's the stunner. Look at those stunners.
That's
pretty
juice. That's some juice right there.
Yeah. There's another stunner. Oh, you can't have that one either, Bailey. Can't have that, Andy. Sorry. Oh, you can't have that stunner either. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Wait. Oh, of course. 3-inch max scent. Chigger Craws. I can't even throw the regular power bait anymore, guys.
Yeah.
I got it. It's got to be max scent. I'm not kidding you. I'm spoiled. Do you know what I mean about that or no?
I will agree what you said. I still throw the power bait ones when I flip or I'm punching.
Well, there's a trick. You want to know the trick?
I would love to know the trick.
Okay, so the power bait, the max scent's a little soft, right?
Exactly.
For the thick stuff, all you got to do is leave the sack open a little bit, bud, and let it harden up a bit, and now it's ready for the weed, and it's ready for that thicker wood and them bushes, and that straight shank don't pull out of it. So you got to you got to open it and let them harden a little.
Juicy little tidbit there, Pat.
Yeah, and then you still get the full benefit of the max scent, and then you're not messing with your brain like, man, I wish I was flipping this in max scent, but no, you're on max scent.
Thank you, Pat.
Yeah, no problem. Like, see, I'm excited about these for throwing them like behind some biffle heads and stuff. But it's power bait. Mm-hmm. It's not max scent power bait, it's just regular power bait. These are that new Scugs. It's like a Scugs deal. What's it called? The Crash Crawl. It looks freaking awesome. And I'm going to smash them behind like a biffle bug on this. And then I had them send me some of these too. They're like little, you know, kind of like menaces. You know what I mean, bud?
I want to get some of those.
Yeah. But I got to
Boss
soak
grub.
them in Max scent. I'm going to be honest. I got to do it. The Boss Grub. This is awesome. This is going to be really good on that, on the back of like a, you know, like a biffle type head deal.
Chatterbaits.
Yeah.
Jigs.
And then, a bunch of the small little size war pigs. If you haven't thrown that small little quarter, or even they have a little one underneath that, like a 316, they throw real well, still on casting tackle. And quite frankly, I've gone to using like the smaller war pigs, instead of blade baits on that pump deal. And if you, do you know of a vibration bait, rattle trap bait called the Vibration X Sumatra? Do you guys know that bait?
Andy, do you know?
It's a mega bass. Okay, I was
gonna say I think it's a mega bass, but I didn't want to be wrong because the Vibex is a mega bass.
Vibration X Sumatra, and that's an amazing lipless bait. And when this came out, I was really happy that it behaves very closely.
Does this Sumatra mean it's little?
I don't even know what the heck that means. I mean, I don't know.
Come on, Pat.
Sumatra. Gesundheit. I don't know. Sumatra. Sounds dirty. I don't know if we should say that. Oh, there's some half-ounce war pigs. Oh, this is a good color. If they're eating Gilberts and in on that winter gill deal is the Gilly. That's a good little brim color. But yeah, that was a very
Pat, are you a blade bait fan?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I really am. But I've been throwing that war pig a lot instead of it, is what I was saying. But when I throw a blade bait, I like that. It's a real simple one. It's called a Vibe, Vibe. And they make a cool 3/8 one that behaves really well.
Have you ever
changed
used
the hooks, of
the
course.
Fish Sense Binsky?
The what's the Binsky? I don't. I never threw a Binsky in my life. I heard it great. A lot of my buds throw them. I like that Vibe, man. And I fish a blade bait weird. Like I'll throw that blade on heavier string, like 15 and 17 fluoro, and a casting rod, the same rebound, okay? And I'll throw it in some nastier shit. Ooh. And I just think that the combination of that fluorocarbon line slows, and I like the 3/8 for what I do in the depths that I fish with that blade. The 3/8 size seems right there. Quarter not enough, half too much. 3/8 boom. And I can snap. I put them lighter wire little Ichikawas on there. I don't do the braid thing like Fighter does, NZ, with the the braid split rings. I just use the regular split rings, but I'm not fishing.
It's too much work to do.
Yeah. Rings. And I could see if I had to pay the light bill with it, I probably would.
Yeah. Like we were just saying earlier, Pat, offline, that you can barely see the knot in front of your eyes anymore anyway. So that would be a pain to try.
Yeah. It is, dude. I mean, I'll be honest with you, man. I mean, like I just turned 52 and 53. Holy cow. Sorry.
Happy belated.
Yeah, in case my mom's watching, she called me a liar. But yeah, and dude, I feel like a kid. I mean, I really do. And the only thing is my eyes. Like but I believe that a human can condition themselves to be better, that they can do that. And like you can, and the eyes are one of them. So one of the things I was doing, now my sight is still going as far as reading. I can still hit a stump, 50 yards away, but that's not the deal there. But it's when it comes to reading, or like you guys are blurry on this little screen right now, and these little pictures, That's in a straight cast studio. I got a great big monitor, you know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, I started conditioning. So I was starting to do readings. You wouldn't know it about me, but I meditate every morning and I take quiet time with the Lord. And during that time I was wearing reading glasses, and I was like, and I find my eyes getting weaker. So I just adjusted it, and I would take, I'd stopped wearing the glasses and adjusted lighting. And now I was trying to, make my eyes stronger, and it actually works. So but I'm holding on. I'm holding on to dear life, boys. You know what I mean?
Keep adjusting. Keep adjusting.
Yes. Conditioning. It's called conditioning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Heck yeah.
It's interesting. So that meditation deal, I've heard a lot of more and more people are kind of picking up on that in terms of like a mental health deal, like in terms of just helping everything in terms of like clarity, being able to think, efficiently throughout your day.
100%,
it might just be a peace of mind thing. Like I know I've heard a lot of folks, including myself, find something similar in terms of hunters. I'll be honest with that. Our co-host Deacon, him and I have had this conversation before in terms of going out and just spending a few hours in the woods by yourself is pretty similar to what those talk about with like meditating. It's like really good for your mental health, just to get some peace and quiet, to relax.
Yeah, but it's survival. It's not just that; it's survival for me. I'm my own worst enemy. Like I'll beat the shit out of myself if I don't do it. You don't understand. It's like when and I'm not gonna get all deep, bud. We can, because you got shit to do, but like if I don't get up every day and give my life to God, I'm screwed. Okay, so I do that first off because it takes a lot of pressure off of me. All right, it takes pressure off of me, makes my life easier. Like I'm like, hey, I'm not like, Andy's like, you do the episode. Oh, they gave you time off, right? Yeah, they gave you time off, didn't they, Bagley? Right?
They gave me a night off.
Yeah, so that's what it's like for me. Every day is time off when I give it up, And then I accompany that with some readings and get my head right. And then I do a little business, and then I go for a run, and I have the phone with me, but I'm not listening to music. That's when I think. That's when the wheelhouse goes. You know what I mean? That's when things happen. That's when the ideas come. That's when the stuff happens. See, so I open my mind every day, and I give my life up, and it works out well. That's what I got to say about that. So yeah, meditation for me is not just like, oh, whatever. It's a key to survival, bud. I told you, like, when I took that year off, man, I took it off because I was an asshole and I had to figure my shit out.
Yeah.
So, and that was all part of it. So
that's good. I'm glad to hear that, Pat.
Absolutely. It's incredible.
Thanks.
Andy, what were you going to say? Sorry, I interrupted.
I was going to say life is ebbs and flows, right? We have big ups and big downs, and it's
how we persevere
through them and find inner strength within ourselves, and also something to attach to and help us grow through it. So in your instance, like meditation probably was a big, you do it now, but I'm sure back then, if I'm reaching here, it was probably a big help to get your mind right.
Yeah, 100%, because, by meditating and getting into oneself, you take yourself out of yourself.
Yeah.
Okay? So we don't surround ourselves with ourselves. Yeah. Am I making sense? Now, that's like proper bassin', bud. Like, you watch these people that are in it for them. When they're doing their deal, it's I, me.
That gets you nowhere. It gets you so far, but you can't get anywhere without a lot of support.
It's it's we. We're here for only for one reason. I'm only talking to you two right now for one reason. It's one common denominator, and we love the bass. We love bass fishing. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I might not even talk to you guys. Otherwise, you might not even want to talk to me. You might not give a shit that I meditate. But I bass fish.
Yeah.
And that's what brings us together. That's the magic, boys. Yeah. That's the magic.
Heck yeah. I'll say amen to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool, isn't it?
It's very cool.
It's pretty cool. Hey, man, I mean, this is a dream come true for me, man. I've been wanting to be in bass fishing since I was a little boy. And now this is what I do.
Yeah.
And I'm not a pro. I talk to pros.
Yeah.
And I get to hang out with some of the best fishermen in the world, man. Like go fishing with. And that's crazy talk, you know?
Awesome.
Rick Clun says hi to me. That's dumb. You know? I've gotten
so
laid
real.
because of bass fishing.
Yeah.
All right? That's dumb.
Yeah.
This is crazy. This is amazing. And it's all because of a fish.
All because of a fish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pat, I think there's something to add on that too that you're hitting on. And for folks that might be kind of missing the point of our conversation here, it's that I think it's important to take some self-reflection too now and then to realize, especially when you've gone through a period of time that you found success, it's good to look back on what you've accomplished. And if there's a time that you're looking back that you think you might not have accomplished much, I think that's time to take a step away to see what gaps that you might be able to fill. And that helps so much mentally just to be able to get on track.
Yeah, I'm not sure I 100% understood the question.
I wasn't making a question. I was just making a point saying that what you're doing is self-reflection, looking at, you as a kid that you wanted to be in fishing, and you're looking at yourself now that this is what you do for a living. You're surrounded by it, which is something I can honestly similarly relate to in that a year and a half ago, my biggest goal in life was to surround myself with fishing in terms of job. And that's what I did. And, 6 months later, I had a job in PR working for two of the biggest fishing companies in the business and running Serious Angler. And I've surrounded myself with fishing. And I took some self-reflection actually the other day, kind of like you were talking about, Pat. And it helps you mentally.
100%.
So being where you've gone, it helps positively. But then I know for some folks that might self-reflect and maybe have some negative, I think that if anything, that helps you be able to see where your gaps are.
The negative's there for a reason. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and see what next steps you need to make. I think
100%.
Positive.
Because negativity brings pain, right?
Yep.
Yeah, nobody wants that. So remember the pain that messed you up, and you don't got to worry about it again.
But I'll give you another little tidbit. You can't have growth without negativity.
You're right, bud. Yeah, absolutely.
Because positivity will only get you so far because nothing's ever perfect.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I agree. I mean, we're always striving for that perfection. But you got to come to a point, like you're right, Bailey. It's a fact, like, and especially with all this social media bullshit and everything that we're all involved in these days. Sorry, no disrespect or whatever. We all do it in this industry. We have to. It's part of it. But I don't want to be on social media. I don't. I don't want to make posts. Yeah. I'd rather hold up this plug and talk about it for 15 minutes on, just the plug, and that's all you'd see. Like, I don't want to be on there. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, Pat Renwick off to the side, just a plug and talking.
Yeah, like a talking plug. I mean, that's the deal. It's like, so I don't watch straight cast shows back. Like, I don't. I just, I don't necessarily. It's weird to say. I'm very. It's really cool to be in the position to be a bass fishing talk show host, but the social media stuff's weird,
I get you.
And it's so controlling too. Like, we, as a society, we've become so addicted to it.
Almost a necessary evil. I mean, I make fun of stuff. I even have straight cast tacky talk. Yeah. I do ridiculous shit. I didn't even have a TikTok. I just made up my own tacky talk logo. Yeah, it's dumb as can be. I do dumb shit on there. Every once in a while, I'll see some.
Yeah, I mean that topic alone is that's a 5 to 10 hour just podcast topic in itself. Is right there.
I mean, hey man, I mean, it's like I love fishing. Don't get me wrong, but it's like maybe don't always necessarily want to have the video camera going. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, there's times where I've talked to Andrew about that exactly. There's times where I'd love to just have the show be 3 guys just talking audio, no video camera or whatever. Just talk.
Yeah, like radio.
Yeah.
I did radio once. Did I tell you about that?
Yeah.
I think all podcasters can kind of relate in terms of that.
Howard Stern hates podcasters.
What's that?
Did you know Howard Stern hates podcasters?
Yeah.
He
I can
does.
see it.
He does, yeah.
Good old Howard.
He says we're all schlubs. Yeah. You want to be real, get yourself a radio show. That's what Stern says.
About that term.
That's what Stern
Schlub.
says.
You schlub.
Freaking schlub.
Well, Pat, dude, we're gonna wrap it up here. We have one last question for you
Uh-oh.
that we'd like to end every show with a new guest with. But before we do, I just want to sincerely say thank you for taking the time out.
You said sinceriously. I heard you say sinceriously.
It was sinceriously.
You said sinceriously. I made that word up.
He trademarked it.
Thank you.
Apparently it's a good
TM.
habit.
I'm the guy that feeds the mayonnaise to the tuna fish to save time making sandwiches. You remember that, Bailey.
Yeah. Pat, like I've said, you're the king of Stray Cast. You're an inspiration, my friend.
Whatever. Thanks, though. I like the inspiration part. I take the compliment. Thank you.
Yeah, but I want to say thank you for taking the time out tonight. I know we talked about an hour, but it's been an hour and a half of a lot of fun talking with you.
Good. It don't seem like that at all, bud. It really don't. I had fun.
Bunch of guys just talking fishing, and that's how it should be. We enjoy it. But
in rabbit holes
for you.
They'll turn this off right away once they see I'm on it. Don't worry. I'll be like, oh, this clown. I want to hear this clown.
Our last question for you is, if you could sit down, and I'll specialize it just in terms for Pat Renwick, in that sit down and have a cup of tin cup and a nice big fat steak with 3 individuals. They don't have to be fishing. They could be alive 1,000 years ago, could be alive now. Does not matter. What 3 individuals would you sit down with, have tin cup and steak, and why?
Man.
Deep.
Well, I would have to say that I got to go that dude. I don't know if you can see, but I got to go James Douglas Morrison over there from the Doors. I got to go Jim Morrison because I feel he would be an amazing conversationalist. Like I love the Stones, I love Aerosmith, Van Halen, all that stuff, but I got to go with Morrison on that. Also, an amazing conversationalist in this mix is going to be Rick Clunn, of course. Clunn's coming to dinner with me and Jim Morrison. Because there's just no way that we couldn't have Rick along for, Rick is no stranger to the shopman, so I get the third one. I got Clunn. Oh, this is easy. So when I'm done having dinner with Clunn and Morrison, the girl that was on the rock in that movie, and then the shark was after her? You know what I'm talking about? Come on.
The shark was after.
Yeah, what's her name?
Oh, gosh. Are we talking about like a Jaws movie or like?
No, it was like a Jaws movie, but she was surfing, and that she's a total babe. And
the one that had the surfer with the one arm?
No. She's good looking too. This we're talking about. I like your surfer. I like your mentality there. Yeah. This is this girl. Gosh, what the heck is her name? Can you Google that, please? Google that.
Surfer?
Girl on rock, shark about to eat her.
I'm looking.
Rock, shark about to eat her.
Girl on rock, shark movie. Oh no, that might come out bad.
I have Attack of the Jurassic Shark.
No, that sounds
The
good.
Shallows.
Is it The Shallows? Who's the actress in The Shallows?
Let's see. Let me pull up actress.
Blake Lively?
That is her. Yes,
What is
sir.
that, Ryan Reynolds.
Google Blake Lively now.
I do
Blake
know
Lively
is.
bikini. Google Blake Lively bikini. This dinner's getting good.
Her
Hold on,
husband
boys.
Is Deadpool.
What's that?
her husband is Ryan Reynolds, Mr. Deadpool.
Oh, we're getting rid of him. He ain't coming.
Oh, dude, Ryan Reynolds is
Ryan
hilarious.
Reynolds is great, but he's going to get in my way because I got plans for her later.
He'll probably just crack a joke and laugh and say good luck.
Well, I don't even want that. He's not at my dinner. It's Morrison, Klund, and Blake Lively.
I like that 3. That might
Thanks.
be the best 3 we've ever had.
Thank you. And Morrison better leave her alone. Klund's happily married.
That's why you said after dinner.
Yes. After dinner mints.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, sir.
Dude, seriously, thank you so much for
Thank
taking
you.
the time out tonight. It's been an absolute riot to chat with you.
It was a pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, you too, bud. Absolutely, for sure. Hey, again, December 5th is A-Marked, International Aaron Martin's Day. Please flood social media with Aaron Martin's love on that day. And also tomorrow, can I tell you something else cool I got, man?
Please.
So I've come to this self-realization point, and I think a lot of people figured this out way sooner, but I know that you got to give away in order to get, you know what I mean? So like if the love you take is equal to the love you make, like the Beatles say, right? So we got this new thing going on, and it's reruns, Straycast reruns, right? But get this, viewers are hosting it. So there's that we picked 4. They sent us in videos like American Idol shit, like audition, and now we got 4 co-hosts, or they're gonna actually host it. 4 rerun episodes. They send in openings and closings, and there'll be 4 dates. That starts this Friday. So Friday night at 7:00, it is the Set Fighter AOI episode, and that's got like Takumi in it. There's all kinds of people in that episode. So
that's wicked cool.
Yeah, so we're doing that. So check that out. It's called Andy, the Ginger Ninja, the Straight Cast amazing producer. He's really the king of Straight Cast. Don't kid yourself. He's the one that puts us on the air.
So you're just a prince.
I talk and come up with the crazy stuff. Andy's actually the one that puts us on the air. You saw I could barely figure out how to use the damn Zoomer, you know. But anyway, Andy calls it every time I go on a meeting with some sponsor, I look like a dummy anyway, because I do look like a dummy, but then I can't even use the camera. But anyway, so retreads. It's called retreads. You know how we fish for retreads?
Yep.
Yeah. It's called Straight Cast retreads.
So yeah, for folks tuning in either on YouTube or listening on MP3, if you're listening to it on the day of publish, which is Friday, it'll be tonight. You can go watch it on Straight Cast, which is, like you said, Friday at 7, so 8 Eastern.
8 Eastern, yeah, bud. When's your deal come out?
We're going to be tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Eastern is when these get unleashed.
Cool. Very good.
So folks that are watching drinking their coffee this morning, listening to today's episode, make sure you guys tune in tonight.
We're going to wake them up, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
Waking them up. Yeah.
Heck yeah. Best part of waking up is Straight Cast and tin cup in your cup.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
Everything to make it easier on you folks that for some reason, if you live under a rock and haven't tuned into Straight Cast yet, all that information, how to link them from Roku all the way to MP3, it's going to be down below in your show descriptions, whether on YouTube or MP3.
Oh, thanks, bud.
Yeah, everyone can
appreciate
access
that.
everyone has some Straight Casts in their life.
Yeah, you guys aren't all that serious. I appreciate it. Yeah.
We're here to spread love, man. We're just here to spread love.
I like it. I had some family in from Florida, and they said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm doing the Serious Angler Show," and they said, "I don't know, that might not be for you." But it worked out all right.
Like we were telling you, we love, and what this show's based on is bass fishing.
Yeah.
And
heck yeah, bud.
Getting better as anglers, but we do like to have a damn good time. So it's
no, for sure. Yeah.
And
hence why I quit my job and became a full-time bass guide. So.
I could tell.
Yeah.
I know you got it bad, Andy. You got it bad.
For real, Pat. Thank you a ton, man. We appreciate you taking the time out tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. We hope we get you on again here soon. And we'll keep tuning into Stray Cast. And dude, it's only a couple months away, but the classic's up and coming in a few months. I hope
I'll see you there, bud. There. Yeah, we'll hang out at the classic. Hold on a second, if I can find this. things got crazy here with our unboxing.
Yeah.
You want me to take us out with a song?
I would love if you did.
Okay, you ready? This
Yep.
is called Don't You Lie on the Track. It's an old blues song. All right, ready? All right, ready? Hold on, here we go. Me and my old lady was sitting in the shade, talking about the first time we got laid, singing, "Whoa, boy, don't you lie on the track like a whoa, boy, don't you lie on the track." Yeah. Peace, Bass Galaxy, Bailey, and Andrew, Serious Angler, kicks ass. I'm Pat Renwick. I'm out of here. Peace, guys. You're amazing. Bye.
Thank you, Pat. What an exit. What an exit. Just leaves and drops the mic. That's awesome. Dude, what a good show. I was really pumped to get Pat on here. And I knew, we're the serious angler. And I think Pat kind of brought it out of us there that it's like we are serious about bass fishing. It consumes our life. But at the same point in time, we like to have fun. And that's what bass fishing is about, is having a good time. And I think he kind of hit the nail on the head there. And seriously, huge thank you to Pat for joining in with us tonight. I told him an hour what the show was, and we're going on an hour and 40 minutes right now.
I think it would have went 3 or 4 hours if we let him.
We literally could, but you could have a marathon.
Yeah.
So
a marathon with Pat Renwick would be insane.
It'd be interesting.
Be like, Pat, every time we go to commercial, you have to play the harmonica and an additional new song.
It'd be his concert auditions every time we went to break. Seriously, thank you to Pat for joining in. We don't have much of an outro tonight. Coming on Monday Night Live in a few days, it'll be myself, Mr. Drew Gregory. It'll be Mr. Tyler Cole, and also Mr. Nolan Miner, who is taking a break from the Bassmaster Opens to take it on the kayak circuit. His little brother's been wreaking havoc. Almost won AOI on the Hobie series this year. The four of us will be diving into the different kayak circuit schedules for 2022, and we'll be chatting about those, what our plans are for 2022. Congrats to our good buddy, Mr. Drew Gregory, on a newborn. He had a new kid. He had a kid. It was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
The other day. So huge congrats to Drew. We'll talk about that more on Monday Night Live. But folks, if you guys are still tuning in, especially if you're on Apple Podcasts, please leave us a rating and review. Helps us out immensely. But seriously, check out the Straight Cast show if you guys have not already. If you live under a rock, it's definitely a very entertaining show. Pat does an amazing job and his crew over there.
Awesome guests all the time.
And there's some really good shows, so check them out. It's in the show description, as we mentioned. And lastly, make sure you guys get on that Hobie eyewear giveaway. A swag pack and 2 sunglasses we're giving away over on the Instagram and Facebook. Make sure you guys head over there, give that a watch. Or I shouldn't say a watch. You can watch the Santa video we just put out on the YouTube channel. But make sure you guys enter that. And as always, folks, Andy, anything else before we leave the folks tonight?
I hope everybody enjoys this Friday with a hot, fresh cup of coffee listening to Pat Renwick go off. I hope everybody enjoyed this. And I'm going to miss Monday night because I'll be at the Bills game. So Bailey is going to be solo with our 3 kayak guests, which will be awesome. But
I took a night off this Monday. Time for Andy to take a night off.
Appreciate it, bud. So no, but gear deposits in for 2021. Contact me for dates. 2022. June is almost filled up, in May. End of April is pretty filled too. So right now we're looking to book up May. So time to get your dates set.
Heck yeah!
If you want to go catch some giant smallmouth.
Yeah, and like we mentioned before on shows, and for folks, if you guys are still listening to us right now, seriously, thank you. But if you guys want to get in touch with Andy, you might not know how. In the show description, the notes below, there is an email and website for Andrew's guide business that you guys can get in touch with him for. And also our social media is under there too, so you can get in touch with any one of us, Adam, Andrew, or I. So Seriously, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you guys on the next one.